Maragondon is an old town in the province of Cavite that is teeming with history, and throughout the years, the single building that has dominated and continues to dominate its skyline has been the town's church. The name Maragondon was derived from Tagalog word madagundong or mauga, meaning much sound. The word madagundong not being pleasant to ears, the people had it changed to Maragondon in honor of the town's patron saint, Nuestra Señora Maria Asuncion, or the Our Lady of the Assumption.
The Our Lady of the Assumption Parish Church, or more commonly known as Maragondon Church, is the only heritage structure in the municipality of Maragondon and is declared by the National Museum as a national cultural treasure. It was established by the Jesuits under the patronage of Our Lady of the Assumption in 1618, making this church almost 4 centuries old.
The people of Maragondon devoutly venerated their patroness, their Lady of the Assumption. They made a voluntary contribution of 70 pesos to buy a statue of the Virgin Mary. This image is still intact in the Church of Maragondon up to the present time. Later, Maragondon became a full-fledged parish in 1627. The deep adoration of the people of Maragondon to their patroness opted the building of a church in 1630. The place was so mountainous and forested so that abundant timber and stones could be found. This condition made the people decide to reconstruct the church from 1646 to 1649 for fear that this would become a hideout for the Dutch. The Mardicas from Ternate of the Moluccas Island, who went to the Philippines to protect Manila from the attacks of the marauding Chinese Moro pirates, brought with them the image of Santo Niño, and because they had no chapel of their own in Ternate, they kept the image in the Church of Maragondon from 1663 to 1863.
The Church of Maragondon was reconstructed in 1687, using boulders as its materials. It was said that Father Pedro Martin gave 600 reales in 1690 for the continuity of the reconstruction. Between 1690 and 1692, Maragondon was declared ecclesiastical. According to Father Pedro Velarde Murillo, the church was established in 1714 when the Jesuits vacated their administration and the secular diocesan took over. What makes this church stands out among other Jesuit churches is its unique architecture. The church has long been considered peculiar due to its rather lanky, narrow appearance.
The trapezoid-shaped attached bell tower does not fail to get noticed at first glance. A closer look further reveals that the tower lacks clear divisions between its stories. The wooden doors are noteworthy as well for its intricate carvings that include a watchtower and a ship. The watchtower might be a nod to the former fort's son Felipe, while the ship might be a reminder of the galleon trade in the nearby port town of Cavite. Some of the details found in this church that add to its charm are the 3 extant wooden Baroque retablos and pulpit inside, which are highly prized for their originality and artistry. The main retablo then was polychromed in red, blue, gold, yellow, and green, which signifies the colorful disposition of the Filipinos. But now, it is in brown and gold after an influence of European art. In the upper layer of this lies the image of the Holy Trinity. In the middle layer, the Our Lady of Assumption is joined side by side by Saint Ignatius of Loyola and Saint Aloysius Gonzaga, 2 Jesuit saints. In the lower layer, there are the 2 pillars of the church, Saints Peter and Paul, who look to be guarding the tabernacle at the center. Little angels and angels with trumpets are also noticeable in this piece of art, which symbolize the triumphalist nature of the place where Mass is being celebrated. The right side retablo is said to be the oldest, for it's seen that it does not have the same twisted columns, which are called Solomonic like the other two. Its communion rail is also unusual from other churches, for it is a horseshoe shape. The reason of this is to accommodate more faithful during communion. An octagonal pulpit at the right side of the nave is also polychromed in red, blue, gold, and green. Monograms of the names of Jesus and Mary decorate the pulpit panels. The bottom of the pulpit is decorated with swirling foliage that end in an inverted pineapple. Looking up to the ceiling, which is otherwise flat and lacks grace, several wooden beams bear Latin inscriptions.
Maragondon Church's archaeological richness tells us of its experience with different religious orders who took care of it, from Franciscans to Recollects, to Jesuits, and finally to secular priests, as well as its experience with different conquistadors. Nevertheless, what keeps the richness of this church is primarily the deep devotion and adoration of the people to God through Mary, Our Lady of the Assumption.
Ito yung pagkapit nila sa ating Panginoon, lalong-lalo yung pamimintuho, pagdidibusyon sa mahal na ina. No, anumang problema, pasakit ng buhay, yan ang nagbibigay sa kanila ng sigla. Yung kanilang spiritual aspeto ng kanilang pamumuhay ay lalong sumisigla, no, sa magitan ng pagpunta rito. Lalong-lalo ngayon bukas ang simbahan sa iba't ibang ministry. So ang daming mga ministry ngayon na bukas na sumama talaga yung mga tao. Makikita mo talaga yung tindi ng pananampalataya nila, yung pagmamahal nila sa kanilang simbahan, yung tugon nila dun sa palaging paanyaya ng simbahan para sa kanila, no, hindi sila nakakalimot. Lalong-lalo yung araw-araw na pagsisimba, makikita mo talaga yung mga yung may edad na, kasi palagi ko sinasabi sa kanila, ang gantimpalang ibibigay siya ng Diyos ay mahabang buhay, kalusugan, at yun naman ang nangyayari. No? So yun yung mahalagang bagay dito, debosyon, iba-iba, buhat January hanggang sa December, makikita mo yung tao, yung debosyon nila talaga, yung pagmamalasakit nila sa simbahan, no? Yung talagang pagkapit nila sa ating Panginoong Diyos, no? Sa pamumuhay na pang-araw-araw nila, wala silang ibang pinanghawakan kundi yung salita at pag-ibig ng ating Panginoon na nagbibigay ng lakas para sa kanilang lahat.
The church heritage is but a proof of the richness of the faith of our people. It appeals to us not only to preserve its structure, but to remember and rekindle the faith that our ancestors had. It asks us and says to us, as Louis de Montfort said, "Let us build it in our hearts."